Hey guys, so I've recorded a lot of videos about 2 minute history about pretty famous people. This one is maybe a man a lot of you haven't heard of before, but it's a really interesting story. A man named Alfred Dreyfus and the Dreyfus Affair. So Alfred Dreyfus was from France, born 1859, and he rose up in the French military. He became a captain, and he was Jewish. And one of the things that happened is even though he was this fully French guy, very loyal to France, he was accused in 1894 of selling secrets to the Germans, right? France and Germany had been at it, Franco-Prussian War, a lot of conflicts, and so forth. Anyways, the trial was a big old sham, and he was sentenced to life in prison. Didn't take long for evidence to come out that he was really innocent. There was a man named Zola, a writer, who published a story called J'accuse, which led to a whole other trial in 1899. In this other trial, he was convicted again, despite having evidence that he wasn't responsible. But then he was pardoned. And he wasn't fully exonerated till 1906. So why is this story important? The reason this story is important is it created massive political impacts inside of France. And I'm going to put a link in the descriptions to kind of give you more detail on this. And it's also important for another reason. It's important for the story of the Jewish people, because for the Jewish people, it showed that even a French Jew who was fully loyal to France was being mistreated. And you see Dreyfus there. I should have mentioned this at the beginning. He's the individual on the top. On the bottom, you have another man named Theodor Herzl. If you know Theodor Herzl, he is considered one of the key figures in the founding of Zionism, the call for a Jewish state. And he basically saw the story of Dreyfus that Jews simply can't assimilate into other nations, that the simple fact they were Jewish will always be enough for them to be treated differently, and that's why the Jewish state needs to exist. So, in some ways, to my students, I call this kind of one of those Rosa Parks moments where it's like an individual story that resonated with a lot of people and said, hey, this guy did nothing wrong. It's simply because he was Jewish, he was placed in this trial and it became a sham and so forth. So, and a little bit interesting. Again, I'll put a couple links in the description to give you a bit more information on it. All right. Thank you, everyone.